The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 12 locally owned dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, offering Buick, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan. Check out all the selection at any location online at visionauto.com. Hello everybody and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This week is part one of our two-part Best of the School Year finale as we take a look back at some of our top stories, and we begin with Pittsford football. History was on the line for Pittsford in the Section 5 football playoffs, but that's nothing new for the Panthers, who were looking to end a drought dating back to 1982. Here's Bill Pucka.
Hey, that's not a regular kick for you.
I know.
Right? I want you to kick through with forward.
It is really quite remarkable that Pittsford hadn't won a Section 5 football championship in 35 years. Because they're good, very good. So good, in fact, that they're in their sixth championship final in the last 8 years. That's pretty impressive. What isn't is that headed into this year's championship game against Aquinas, Pittsford hadn't been able to finish the job.
I guess we all as coaches got to stick around for another couple of years until we get this damn thing done, though. I'm either going to die trying, or I'm going to be coaching forever. We're going to win this damn thing one time.
Pittsford hasn't won a sectional title in their history, just Mendon High School, so we can make history, so that's pretty cool.
Now, you guys know that. I'm impressed. It was 1982. Is that a motivating factor in you guys' mind?
Yeah, of course. We just try to be the first team to bring it home.
But you weren't even born then. I mean, it's really relevant?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to win one. Like, it'd be pretty big for Pittsford.
The quest to win borders on personal for Coach Keith Mullinich.
It's a dream for these guys since they were little to look at teams that we've had success, but we've come up short. As I don't know, 35 years it's been, or 33 years since we've been combined, and we haven't won a sectional title. So, from a football community standpoint, we're trying hard to get there.
You see, Mullinich played for Pittsford shortly after the district combined the two programs. He came up through the Sutherland chain and witnessed the cross-town championship seasons. Mendon won sectionals 3 straight years in 80, 81, and 82.
Those trophies are not in our trophy case upstairs, but they're in our locker room. They're in our team room. When you enter our weight room, you walk under a shelf with those trophies. So those kids know those dates. They know what that means. They also see our 5 runner-up plaques from the 5 out of the last 7 years we've been there and came up short. So they're reminded of that every day too.
If this were to become the team to win it all, it was tough to tell early on. The Panthers were routed by mighty Canisius out of Buffalo, 42-27 to start the season. Big boy football. Something a little different for new junior quarterback Matt LaRocca, freshly transferred from Bishop Kearney.
And it did open my eyes to realize that, all these bigger kids and more athletes are going to be coming after me. But I feel like I'm used to it now and just ready to go out and play.
Was there anything in your head that said, whoa, what have I gotten myself into?
Not really. I kind of expected that there were going to be bigger people chasing after me and more competition at this higher level. But I feel like I've been handling it well, and I just need to keep coming out here and playing my best.
Was that a little demoralizing, having to begin the season that way?
I wouldn't say that. They were the number 1 team in the state at the time, so we knew they'd be good, and they were good. So we learned a lot because it was the first game, and we were able to build off of that game. We haven't lost since. So
from that season eye-opener, Pittsford won 8 straight against Section 5 opponents, including a win at defending champion Victor and a 27-point come-from-behind win in the sectional semifinals over McQuaid.
It's been a fun time. We knew Canisius was not our only tough opponent. We had Victor. We knew that we were still heartbroken when we came up short last year. So we wanted to make that our top priority, becoming that if we did beat them, we knew we had a chance to be first or second seed. So we did do that, and we're proud of that.
Which left one significant piece of unfinished business. actually bringing home a sectional championship. To get one for Keith.
Yeah, he tells us that this year could be special, and it really can be special if we work hard and keep it going.
Listen, I don't cry about much, but you'll see tears out of my eyes. I mean, I was a freshman in high school when the goal was there for Pittsford to win. And then we had a great team in '86, and we thought we were going to do it, and we came up short. So those memories are long. So not only will I have tears, but I think a lot of community members and a lot of these kids will have tears if we come through with a win.
Go. Okay, we're going. That's there too. Do this. Keep running, Mike. Slot away. 24 step. Are you prepared for 7?
The Panthers lost to Aquinas in the Class AA title game as the quest for a section crown continues. Well, coming up, Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com joins us for the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
You have FOMAS, fear of missing out on smoked sausage. But fear not. Dunkin' Smoked Sausage Breakfast Sandwich is here. With a savory smokehouse flavor, it can put an end to FOMAS.
And welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. And as always, we are joined by Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. And since this is a best of episode, we might as well go back into the memory banks and pull out some of the best from Section 5 this past school year. Paul?
Getting kids in the national spotlight, three of them, Elena Forbes, Taylor Clements, and Felipe Hanuch. I think I pronounced his name correctly this time. All getting on ESPN's SportsCenter Top 10. Work of Matt Traybold, Wham 13's own Matt Traybold, getting their highlights. Felipe with that scissors kick in the sectional semifinal game. Taylor Clements, that full court shot that he made for Newark is still amazing. And then Elena with the behind the back, through an opponent's legs, feeding it to a teammate. If this was an MJ Bird commercial, it would have been off the scoreboard, nothing but net. All three of them getting that great work by Matt Traybold, who deserves a lot of notoriety for all the work that he does. But certainly those three, we had 5 kids score 50 points, 5 boys score 50 or more points this season. Jason Fainer, Patrick Geithner, Miles Brown, and the one that I got to see was Rondell Watson. And if Rondell had gone with the MJ shoulder shrug that night, I wouldn't have held it against him, because everything he threw up went in. Ending the year with Avon finally winning that state title. The image of Peyton Parmenter there in the middle of the infield as the final out is secured in center field is going to be a lasting image for a number of years for that community to finally be able to. They made 3 straight trips to the Final Four. This one, they were able to get the state championship. Great for them. Michael Scully, not to be forgotten, Michael Scully throwing over 24 innings in the postseason of shutout baseball. That stuff is going to go down for years to come as being stuff that we remember.
You talk about a program like that gets so close so often and is finally able to get that overcome that hump. I mean, that is just huge for them.
And certainly kids like Aaron Gent and Max Countryman, those kids who had played on all 3 of those teams, and to come away and to keep coming back for more, it says a lot about their resiliency.
Let's talk a little bit about some more teams that you saw this year that really stood out for you and are going to stick in your memory for a while.
Thanks for bringing that up. The McQuaid Jesuit Knights, that undefeated soccer season, it's one thing to win a state title. Winning a state title is certainly a great thing. To go undefeated and then to allow less than 10 goals for the whole season, that's something that I don't even know how that happens, but that's a great thing. Irondequoit's basketball team coming back and getting to the state semifinals a year after they win the state finals, graduate 4 players, and they still get back to the semifinals says a lot about Chris Carden, says a lot about that program. And the crazy thing is they returned 3 4 stars, returned from that team, and could be a lot of special things going on for the Eagles next year, and that'll be nice to watch.
Chris has got to be licking his chops just waiting for that season to tip off again, I bet, right?
Yeah.
Paul, as always, fantastic. Thanks for joining us. And this has been the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the best of the Wegmans Making the Grade nominees with Kim. And later, a look back at a basketball team looking to take the big step, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field. We now take a look back at our honorees from the 2017-2018 high school sports year. Peyton Lill of Webster Schroeder is a 4-year varsity starter and earned her 3rd consecutive first-team All-County selection last season. She's a 3-time Bryan All-American and aspires to play Division I lacrosse. Greece Athena Jr. Elena Costco set a new school record while placing 3rd overall at the Monroe County Diving Championship. She maintains a 99% average while taking multiple AP classes. And finally, Rush Henrietta's track standout Miles Calhoun was honored for his many accomplishments, including placing 2nd in the 100 and 200 meter races at States. He's also a member of the Business Honor Society. If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. And now here's Dave with the Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McCardles in Fairport. Come home to McCardles. Rush Henrietta grad Sammy Watson won the NCAA title in the 800 meters. The first-year runner at Texas A&M posted a first-place time of 2 minutes 4.21 seconds. Congrats to the Victor softball team for winning the Class AA state title, their first in school history for softball. Sophomore Katie Sedair pitched the Blue Devils to the title game, pitching both finals, totaling 14 innings and allowing just 8 hits and 1 run with 14 punch-outs. More congratulations as Avon Baseball takes home the Class C state title. The Braves came from behind and won an extra inning 6-5, earning the championship after falling in the state finals the last 2 years. And finally, RH Track and Field had a huge day at the Outdoor State Championships. And while that's not a surprise, the win by junior Haley Reardon definitely was. Haley entered the 800-meter event as the 20th seed in the state and finished first, beating all challenge with a time of 2 minutes 9.86 seconds, a time that beats the Section 5 season best by 2.5 seconds. Well, coming up next, the Penfield Patriots on the eve of sectionals and their shot at history. We've got that story when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
And now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We look back now at the Penfield Girls basketball team. They were the top seed in girls Class AA basketball, thanks in part to a 1,400-point career score in her 5th varsity season. Here's Bill Pucko.
They're the darlings of the public school crowd, and for good reason. The sports culture war between public and private schools is more acute in girls' high school basketball than anywhere else. Consider that Bishop Kearney and Mercy have faced each other in a sectional final in all of the last 3 years, including the 2017 Class AA season after they were both moved into the large school class, Penfield's class. This year could be different.
What we want to do is we want to pressure you on defense and make you do things you don't practice. And we want to push the ball up and not let you set up on defense. We know in the sectionals we will have to play 5-on-5 basketball, but we never want to. We want to play advantage basketball, and you do that by pressuring on defense and creating offense and by rebounding and getting out on the break. It's fun, the kids buy in, and I would say our brand is the press.
At 18-2, the top seeds in the class own 2 wins over Mercy head-to-head. and bring a lot to the court. Michaela Wilson is the lead Patriot. Wilson brings 5 years of varsity experience, owns 1,400 plus career points, and is a Player of the Year candidate. She's headed to Division I Lafayette.
We really take pride in our program and like how we are like perceived by the whole community. So we really work hard to just like show like the community that it means a lot to us, and like we reach out and do like stuff for the little kids so all of them come to our games, and like people view us as like superstars. Like the young kids like run up to us and like high five. So like
that attitude prevails at Penfield. Players assume ownership of the program and its traditions, which include 3 sectional titles and 7 league crowns over the last 8 years. Wilson and fellow captain Brianne Moxley account for 9 years of varsity play between them and share the championship experience from 2016.
I mean, we're just like so proud to be like a part of the Penfield program, and like we like know that it's like a big deal because like when you can walk into Wegmans and be like, oh, this girl plays for Penfield. So like I think we just have like learned to love it and learn that like it's a big thing and it's a big deal for us. So like I think that we just take it seriously and we do what like we need to do.
Family plays a role here. There have been 4 Nesselbush sisters playing through the program over the past 7 years. Monica, Michelle, Sheila, Shannon, and now Nina.
It just creates a really competitive environment. It's like they're really supportive of me all the time, and it just makes me want to do better to like be like them. And it's just, I have 4 amazing role models to look after.
Naira Simmons is the daughter of former Rush Henrietta star Rochelle Cherry.
She really helps me through basketball. She motivates me. I want to be just like her, go D1, you know. She's a great mom.
Is that an edge maybe that you've got that, you know, some of the other girls here don't?
Not really. I think we all competitive. I just get it from my mom. I get it through her.
The future appears bright too. There are 6 sophomores or younger on the varsity roster, including Simmons and a rising star in Bailey Teal.
Last year when I came up, I knew it was going to be like intense and stuff, but like we usually like to just come out hard, and I knew it was going to be like hard and intense at first, but like I knew what I was like because all the AAU and stuff we do before the season is like intense, so I knew what it was going to be like coming up to varsity.
So is this the year Penfield breaks through the logjam of private school champions? If not, it won't be for lack of effort.
We get after it every day because, one, we want to be in better shape than the other teams. We want to work harder because when it comes right down to it, we want to get it done and not make excuses and justify why it did. So the idea is really just to build a culture of that we want to outwork the other team and be more prepared.
Yeah, but you have to be true to yourself too. I mean, this is who you are, right?
Oh yeah. I can't. People say, why don't you sit down and enjoy it? That's not how I do it. You know, and I don't think these kids will like it, to be honest with you. We've played the best basketball in AA for the last 3 months. We're asking you to do it for 3 more weeks. You can definitely do it. But we got to do it together, and we got to do it with a lot of communication, a lot of energy, and we got to get the ball. That ball's out there, one of us is getting it. Okay, red on ball. Baseline, let's go.
The Patriots would fall to Mercy in the semifinals, and Michaela Wilson will be taking her talents to Division I Lafayette in the fall. Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 12 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making the Vision High School Sports Beat possible. I'm Dave Yates. We'll see you again next week.